The following is a tutorial designed to introduce you to the Media Audit National Report. This report is sold separately from local market surveys, so not all subscribers will have access. The report is an aggregate of the Media Audit's 80 local market surveys, enabling you to utilize a significantly larger sample for statistical reliability. There are multiple uses for the national report. You may find yourself wanting to profile a target that has a low incidence. For example, if you wanted to profile Volvo owners, less than 2% of U.S. adults own one. Therefore, if you use the National Report database to profile Volvo owners, you would have a larger sample and thus statistical reliability is greater. Secondly, the National Report offers you the ability to compare local markets. For example, let's say you are interested in knowing where your market ranks among all 80 markets in Volvo ownership. If you ranked high on the list, then you would want to pitch to a national advertiser why they should buy media in your market. Third, the national database can also be utilized to a degree to understand media usage by a target audience. For example, you can use numerous reports to identify the media usage patterns for Volvo owners. We'll show you an example later in this tutorial. Let's take a look at how easy it is to create a report. To access a national report from the main menu of the Media Audit, click on Change Survey, and you will see a list of surveys to choose from. The national report usually has a NAT at the front of the name, with the year following the NAT. In this example, we'll select NAT 2010, which is an aggregate of all of the Media Audit's 80 local market surveys that were conducted in the year 2010. One way to profile a target using the national report is to use Crosstab. Click on Crosstab from the main menu. From the Crosstab Report main menu, click on Crosstab again. You will be taken to a primary target selection window. Here we'll select the single target we wish to profile. In this case, we'll profile Volvo owners. One of the easiest ways to find an item in the list is to use the search feature. Simply type in all or part of the word or phrase, and the search feature will help narrow what you're looking for. Once you find your target that you want to profile, click OK, OK again, and then you'll be taken to a second target selection window. Here you'll select the characteristics that you want to profile your primary target against. In this example, where we're using Volvo owners, we're going to look at some lifestyle stages, age, income, education, and race. Note that as I'm scrolling through and selecting different items in the list, you'll need to hold down your Control key simultaneously, otherwise you'll delete your prior selected targets. Also, note how I use the search box to find certain items in the list quicker. Here I'll type in education, click on search, and the search feature will help narrow what I'm looking for. Again, you'll still need to hold down your Control key when you're making selections in the results window. The last target we want to look at is race. Again, we'll use the search feature to narrow what we're looking for, highlight those items, and then click OK. After we've selected all of our targets that we want to profile against the primary target, we'll click OK and our report will be done. I'm going to first grab the vertical bars with my mouse so that I can tighten up this report a little bit so it's easier to view and that you can see all of the columns on the page. Note the multiple columns in the report. The first column, base persons, tells you how many people are in each of these targets. In the second column, you see primary persons. This is the number of persons who are in each of the targets and who own a Volvo. The horizontal percent is the percent of people in each target who own a Volvo, and the vertical column is read in reverse. It is the percent of Volvo owners who are in each of the targets. The last column shows the target index. An index over 100 means the target is more likely to own a Volvo, whereas an index below 100 would indicate that this target is less likely to own a Volvo. To get a list of top markets for Volvo owners, all you have to do is click on Targets on the toolbar. Click Clear All to delete your previously selected targets and find the list of measured local markets. Here we'll use the search feature to find the list of markets in the list. We'll type in Metro, Click Search, and here we'll find a list of all the metro areas in the national survey. Remember to hold down your Control key as you're selecting multiple items from any list. Once we select all of the markets from the list, we'll click OK, and then OK again, and then our report will be finished. Again, I'm going to grab the vertical handlebars and try to tighten up the page a little bit so we can see all of the vertical columns at one time. You can click on any of the column headers to sort the data. For example, if you want to rank the markets with the highest percentage of Volvo owners, click on the horizontal percentage column. Here you can see that the top 3 markets with the highest percentage of Volvo owners are Charleston, Colorado Springs, and Southern New Hampshire. If you want to rank the markets with the greatest number of persons who own a Volvo, you can click on the primary persons column. Note how clicking on each of the columns changes the order of the markets. In one final example of how to use the national report, let's take a look at some media usage information for this same target. You can utilize a number of reports, such as Generic Media Profile under Special Reports, Media Day Analysis, or even Crosstab. Remember that with a national report, you don't have local media listed. Let's take a look at a Generic Media Profile report under Special Reports. At the target selection window, we'll select Volvo. Click OK, and your report is done. The report is similar to one that you can create using local market data. The only difference is that you are utilizing a larger, nationally representative sample. Obviously, if you wanted to drill down to specific media, you'd want to switch to a local market survey and then conduct your analysis. Here you have a generic media profile report for Volvo owners, illustrating the exposure rate to different media types, including radio, television, cable, newspaper, billboards, and the Internet. You can learn more about how to create and interpret generic media profile reports in the tutorials section of our website. That wraps up the tutorial on how to utilize national data from the National Report. If you need additional assistance, contact our helpline at 1-800-324-9921. For additional tutorials, visit us on the web